Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It is the Raw Recap with the Drip King, Jimmy Baby. That's right. I am here on another Monday night to go over all of the haps from another wonderful, great, fantastic, whatever you want to call it, Monday Night Raw, baby. Right out the gate, they're getting right into, everybody's getting new titles. Roman's got a new title. Well, Asuka got a new title. So tonight we kicking the show off right out the gate with Rhea Ripley getting herself a brand new title, a World Heavyweight Championship. That's what it is, baby. I actually prefer this one over Seth Rollins. I think the white strap goes with this design a lot better. I saw some people complaining, but they've literally complained about every other title that's been released. So who cares? I thought the title looked good. Rhea's out there. She's rocking it. And then here comes the star of the show, Dominic Mysterio. He come running out there, celebrate with mommy, takes the belt, straps it on her, buckles it up behind her. They celebrating. Very, very, very nice way to start off the show. But then out comes old phony Rhodes to ruin the whole damn time. It was a party, and then this man shows up, and now we got to deal with that. We got looking good, babe. Thank you, babe. It is you, though, that is looking good. In comparison, I am chump change. And then Courtney is here. Thank you, Courtney, for joining the show. But Cody comes out, and he challenging Dom for Money in the Bank. Biggest mistake of his life. He wants to make it to Money in the. He wants to finish his story. He ain't gonna make it past Money in the Bank if he's challenging Dom to a match. That's on my mother. That's what's gonna happen. But Dom, he's like, I'm not scared of anybody. But then Cody's like, say yes or no. And then Mommy steps up. She tries to say something. Miz tries to attack Cody from behind. But Cody saw it coming, turns around, and literally just bops Miz on the head. It was comical. It wasn't a punch. It wasn't a slap. He just says, bonk. Miz falls down like, what the heck? Then he gets up. Miz clotheslines him out of the ring. But then here comes Dom. Bam! He just straight up destroys Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes crumbles to the ground, and then Dom and Mommy, they leave, and that's the segment. Great way to open the show, and the transition is mwah, 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 because we go to commercial break, and we come right back, and guess what we're going into? Miz versus Cody Rhodes in the opening match of the night. Thank you. Great transitions. When they have good transitions, that's how you know it's going to be a good Raw, and that's what tonight was nothing but good transitions from segment to segment to match to segment, all the above. It was fantastic. Miz and Cody, they had a much better match this time around than last time. That's what I'll say. It wasn't a great match. It was good. Much better than last time, though. I will say this. Miz, someone needs to teach that boy how to take a dragon screw. He literally... He doesn't know how to take one. He literally just falls down, and it's bad. It's bad. It's the second time against Cody Rhodes he's done that spot. And it's like, yo, go over, bro. Don't just drop. Don't just collapse. That's not how it works. But Miz picks up the win here clearly. He hits the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. He wins. Congratulations, Cody Rhodes. You win again. You're losing the Money in the Bank, though, baby. He brought up Brock Lesnar again, talking about Brock don't have no... Same thing Miz don't have. You know, even though Marie said they're massive, Brock definitely has some. And Money in the Bank's going to come around, and Cody's going to regret ever saying those words on my mother, like I said. From there, we go to the backstage. Becky, she's talking to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Fist bumps him a little bit, starts to walk away. She crosses Chad Gable, Otis, and Maxine. They're getting ready. Chad Gable's dressed up as a coach. Maxine's in a singlet. He's teaching her some stuff. So that's what's happening there. Again, keep your eye on that. I told everybody what we're going to get there. Chad Gable and Maxine are going to go and then leave Otis by himself. That's what I think is happening there. The start of that was tonight. But Becky goes out to the ring. She cuts a little promo talking about Money in the Bank. She really puts over the Money in the Bank briefcase, says that with the briefcase, you have all the power because the champion is scared. You have the champion on the ropes. You can do this, you can do that. Then Zoe Stark comes out. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now, Zoe Stark, I don't think her promo was fantastic because I don't even think Becky was on it tonight. I think she was just she did good. It wasn't a Becky Lynch night, though. Zoe Stark impressed me, though. Wasn't fantastic, but she was out there with Becky, and she didn't look silly. That's a big step up, in my opinion. But Zoe basically, Becky tried to be like, you don't have, you, what was it? She said, you have it in the ring. You have no personality. And Zoe's like, what about you? Look in the mirror. You don't have no personality. You're a star because someone punched you in the face. It's like, that's cold-blooded. That's not how it happened. But anyway. And Becky said, oh, yeah, why don't you come down to this ring? And Zoe Stark said, I'll break your face again. What'd she bring up? She goes, you'll never beat Trish. So that's what that goes on your list of defeat. What is your failures? You won't win Money in the Bank because you can't beat Zoe Stark. That'll go on your list of failures. And then Becky's like, I fail all the time. That's what makes me great because I learn from my mistakes. And then she challenges Zoe to come out there. Zoe starts to, but then out comes Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. They say they're going to get payback for last week. So Chelsea Green versus Becky Lynch is the next matchup. Good match. I ain't mad at it. And I'm just going to go ahead off on a side rant right here. Anybody right now, at this point in time, if anybody still has reservations in calling Becky Lynch the most important person in the women's division across the board, you're out of your dang mind, because nobody is doing everything in their power to make sure the women's division across the board moves on. It's going to be good when she's gone. She's working with everybody. She's literally trying to get her hands involved with everything to elevate everyone so the division can grow and prosper and be fantastic when she's gone. There are other people who get a lot of praise who are not doing this. That's all I'm going to say. Put respect on Becky Lynch's name, because there's some of y'all that aren't doing it yet, and it's driving me crazy. It's not right. It's not right, y'all. Becky Lynch is the GOAT. Proves it week in, week out. She beat Chelsea Green tonight. Probably Chelsea Green's best match tonight, too. Imagine that, against Becky Lynch. And she had her best match since coming back to WWE. I'm not surprised. But Becky Lynch doing what Becky Lynch does, helping people get over and all that good jazz. Even if she's beating them, she is bringing them to the dance. Put respect on Becky Lynch's name. Rant's over. Becky wins. Zoe Stark watched on. She stood on a ladder because they had ladders up by the front stage, and she just sat on a ladder the whole time watching the match, looking all mean mugging. She had some Ronda Rousey face makeup on where it went all the way back. Not a good look, Zoe. I rock with Zoe. I love Zoe. Don't do that face makeup again. It wasn't a good look for you, Zoe. Sorry, I got to get some stuff on here. But from there, we go to a Judgment Day segment, and they're all having a good time. Rhea, Dom, Priest, they're all having a good time, just chatting it up, talking about Cody, talking about what Priest is going to do to Riddle. Finn, though, Finn is not having a good time. Finn looks very, very beside himself. But they ask him, they go, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong, Finn? And what does he say? Doc, he doesn't really say a whole lot. But at the end, Priest, much like last week, says, I want to do this one alone. Finn, they zoom in on Finn, and you really get he's just checked out. He's like, he is not having a good time. There's something going on between that. But he walks off, cut to the commercial break, come back. Damian Priest versus Matt Riddle in a Money in the Bank qualifier match. This match, that's right, slapped. I don't want to hear. I'm not even going to get to it. These two, the chemistry didn't look like it was there. But what I noticed about this fight, the more it went on, is it came across more like a fight than it did a wrestling match, because these two know each other so well. They reversed a lot of their stuff. They had counters for all the good stuff. They got innovative with a few things. A lot of cool stuff in this match. But it came across as a legit fight in which these two were like, yo, I have to win. They were beating the hell out of each other. Priest tried to go for a top rope razor's edge. Oh, my goodness. I love that he won with a razor's edge. That means people aren't kicking out of it. Thank you. I could thank you all night for that one, because nothing drives me more crazy than watching someone kick out of a razor's edge. That's nonsense. Riddle got a lot of offense in. He was trying to hit a lot of submissions in. I like that. Comes across as a little bit of a buzzsaw. The boys were fighting, though. They were fighting. I loved it. Very good match. Priest getting the win here definitely surprised me. But now I feel like we're going into a situation where he's going to get screwed Money in the Bank by Finn Balor. More on that later, though. But good match. Very good match. They needed a big man to throw some people around. Damian Priest, that's your job now. So Damian Priest is the final person to join the Money in the Bank. We have LA Knight, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, man, who am I? Santos Escobar. That's 5. There's one more. I'm sorry that I'm forgetting them. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But this is a good Money in the Bank match because none of these people are main eventers on their own. They need this briefcase to take the next step. And that's what this match was created for. So anybody out there doing their complaining or boo-hooing about it, shush! This is what it's for. This is what we're supposed to get. And these boys are going to tear the house down. I cannot wait for this match. It's going to be great. Remember, great. I'm so looking forward to this match. From there, we go to... Oh, that's right. After Priest wins, he walks... Yeah, absolutely agree. You should agree. Everybody should be agreeing with that. It's ridiculous that we're complaining that there's not a big star. They should put Cody Rhodes in it. Why? It takes away the shine from everybody else. Let these boys cook. Let them have a great match. This one's going to be fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind this ladder match is going to be great. And what makes it even greater at this point, I don't know who's going to win. I literally have no idea. I look at the whole thing. I have no clue. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up right here while we're talking and see if I can find out who the last person was. Because I know I only named 5. I know there's 6. But there's no predictability here. It's fantastic. What else y'all want out of this? Butch. We got Butch in a ladder match with these boys. Man, this thing is about to go crazy. I'm so looking forward. Match of the night. I'll say it right now. Match of the night. Hands down. There's no question about it. It's going to be fantastic. But yeah, Priest left. And as he's leaving, the Imperium is coming out, minus Baldy, because he's selling an injury from last week in which Matt Riddle busted him up. They meet with Priest in the middle, and then he says, go ahead and pick the bones. Priest walks off. Gunther and Kaiser come down and just obliterate Riddle. No help from Sami and KO. Get to more of that later as well, because that's a very interesting thing that's happening there. Cody, absolutely. Or Dom just straight up eviscerates Cody at Money in the Bank. That's what's going to happen. Sorry. After that, we get a Cody interview about Dom. He starts talking about his story a little bit. That was interesting. He brought up his story that everyone says when's he going to finish it? Yeah, when it's time to finish it. He brings up Brock again and then brings up Dom. So he does the whole circle there. He hit everything and then he was done. No more Cody Rhodes for the night. Thank you. No, I'm just joking. I don't hate Cody Rhodes, everybody. Next up, Natalya gets interviewed, and they're asking about her loss to Rhea, saying, you just haven't been the same since your loss to Rhea at Night of Champions, in which she just absolutely eviscerated. That's the key. That's the word of the day, eviscerate. I'm going to use it so much. Rhea eviscerated Natalya at Night of the Champions, and then Natalya's like, you know what? Maybe I don't know how to be me anymore either, and just walks off. So they're doing something with her. About time. It's about 5, 6, 7, 8 years too late, though. Natalya's been so boring and bland for so long. It's like, I appreciate that you're trying to do something with her. It's long overdue, but the problem is it's way too long overdue, and it's going to take a very, very, very good angle to get me back invested in anything Natalya's doing. Then they transition over to Sami and KO, who are there, and they're interviewing them, but then they get interrupted by Kaiser and Gunther, and KO. Sammy's having to restrain him, and KO starts... It's boiling. And then Sammy's like, where's Baldy? Oh, he's still selling an injury from Riddle. But then Gunther and Kaiser start talking, and they bait Sami and Kevin Owens. It was a non-title match. They baited him into making it a title match. So, yeah, that was going to happen. And then that's when KO just blows up. My favorite version of KO to date. He just starts going crazy. He goes, I can't wrestle in this. I'm in shirts and a short. I got to go change into another shirt and another shorts. It's like, bro, you too much, but it's hilarious. I love every second of it. KO is the man. And we're getting a tag title match between Imperium and KO and Sami in the main event tonight. So, thank you. We cooking tonight on Raw. From there, we get a Bloodline recap from SmackDown. So, if you saw SmackDown, I didn't see SmackDown. I had to just read up about it. So, this was very cool that they played it on Raw. So, I don't have to go online and find it and all that. They literally show me everything that I missed. Thank you. In this shirt, they have a quick little thing where Jinder says, you know what? Shelton and Cedric are still standing. We're not done. We challenge them again. We want to finish the job because y'all are way too happy about it. So that's going to happen, and they're just going to eviscerate Shelton and Cedric again, unfortunately. I don't know when that's going to happen. Ricochet versus Bronson Reed's next. This match was great. Nakamura came out halfway through. Bronson was like, yo, what's going on here? And then Nakamura went over to commentary and sat down, just watched, didn't talk, unfortunately. That's a shame. And the match, great, went through the commercial break. Ricochet got a lot of offense in the second half here. Bronson caught him on a moonsault on the outside, though. Picked him up, threw him on Nakamura. Then went back in the ring. As he's going to go after Ricochet, in comes Nakamura, knocks him off the rope. Ring the bell. Ricochet's been disqualified because Nakamura went after Bronson Reed. And then that's when Ricochet gets upset. He's like, what are you doing in my match? Bronson Reed tries to take advantage of him, knocks them both down. He then drags Shinsuke over. He's going for the tsunami on Shinsuke, which he hasn't hit him with it yet. So we're building towards that. I think But Ricochet's there to save the day. Nakamura and Ricochet then go up, and they hit a two-man superplex on Bronson Reed. Oh, my God. There's an earthquake in Kansas City. 10.7 on the Richter scale. It was nuts. That crowd went crazy for it. They were holy bleep for about, I don't know, like 10 of them. It was hilarious to listen to on TV because it was bleep, bleep, holy, then silence. It was a great spot. I don't care about the fact that it was a disqualification. Not a disqualification. Yeah, a disqualification. This is fine because this is a story that's progressing and it's going to lead to a triple threat between these three. And that's going to bang just as much as the rest of the stuff they've been doing together is going to bang. So I ain't mad at all. After the match, Sammy and KO, they're in the backstage. And Sammy's like, hey, Kevin, are you good, man? You've kind of been blowing up a lot lately. And Kevin was like, what are you talking about? And he kind of starts getting amped up. Sammy's like, right now, and Kevin's like, I'm at like a 6. He goes, yeah, you're at a 6 now and you're with me. You've been getting real, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page. And Kevin's like, we're on the same page. And he starts talking about he's mad because of the bloodline stuff. He's mad that everyone's taller than him. He's mad that the Imperium walked in. He can't understand these Europeans, and he should understand these Europeans because he speaks French, but he can't understand them, and he's mad about it all. So Kevin Owens just angry about everything. He sounds a lot like the IWC, to be honest. But that's another day. That's another story for another day. But that was the whole segment there. After that, we go to Ricochet and Shinsuke. And Ricochet's like, hey, man, if you ever do that again, I'm going to have to finish it. And then Nakamura's like, yo, this is my time. Blah, blah, blah. Ain't happening. It's leading to a triple threat, and I can't wait because Bronson Reed's going to splash them both. Tsunami on both them boys. Next up, we get Finn Balor coming out. This segment was amazing. I got a lot to say about this one. Finn comes out and he goes, I don't want no singing. I don't want no dancing. I don't want no theatrics. I want Seth Rollins to get his butt out here right now. Seth comes out. The crowd is singing. Unfortunately for Finn, they proceed to sing the entire segment that Finn Balor is talking. When Seth starts talking, they kind of stop. Finn starts talking, they start singing again. And it's not just a few people in the crowd. It was loud. This was a crazy segment because the crowd literally took over. And I see people complaining. This is annoying. Shut the bleep up. Bruh, shut the bleep up. These fans go to a show. They want to have a good time. And this is how they're having a good time. They're singing Seth Rollins' song. It's something that we've been enjoying ever since Clash at the Castle, in which the UK crowd or the European crowd, whatever we want to call them, gave us this gift by singing along. We're like, yeah, we can do that too. This is really fun. It is so fun. Okay? It is fantastic. And now we're going to complain about it because it went on too long. Shut the bleep up. That's nonsense. And that's how one crazy person say that Seth Rollins is even this popular. They just like singing his song. Yeah, they like singing his song. But don't tell me Seth Rollins is popular. That's the most crazy thing I've ever heard. Wrestling fans are insane to me. I hope dude's watching. I really hope he's watching. I hope he eats them words. You are insane. You are an insane person. Finn Balor, though, he's like, I've been waiting 7 years to say what I got to say. And then eventually Seth Rollins finally like, just say it. Get it out. Say it. Finn Balor says it. And then he's like, you took everything from me 7 years ago. I beat Roman Reigns on my first night. I beat you at 3 weeks later. I was the first Universal Champion. I was the #1 draft pick for Raw, and you took it all away from me. And then Seth grabs the mic and proceeds to, word of the day, everybody, eviscerate Finn Balor. He goes, you want to know why you're so mad? He goes, I've been wanting this version of Finn Balor for a long time, but you want to know why you're so mad? Because we had a match 7 years ago and we went 2 separate trajectories because you got bitter while I got better. Mic drop. That's all he had to say. We know exactly what he's talking about. But then Seth continues to just cook. Just continues to cook. Night in, night out, I did this. I may have done some bad things along the way, but in the during those 7 years, I've given these fans moment after moment after moment, memories that they're going to remember forever, and I've gotten better. And then he accepts Finn Balor's challenge because Finn Balor challenged him at Money in the Bank. Thank you. That match is going to be awesome. But then says once again, you don't stand a chance. This Finn Balor doesn't stand a chance. Now, the guy from 7 years ago who beat me with one of his arms hanging off, he stands a chance. This Finn Balor doesn't. So we're going to get a new Finn. Things with Judgment Day are going to start going crazy at Money in the Bank. We're going to get a lot. We are going to get a lot going on at Money in the Bank. I cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic. We got David in the chat. What up, buddy? Hey, you was dancing. You was having a good time. There ain't no ever a reason to apologize for that. You here now? I'm good. You're clear good because you were dancing. You were having a good time. Thank you for joining, bud. After that, we go to Raquel versus Shayna because I guess they're still doing a Raquel versus them. Does Raquel still have a tag team partner? I don't know if she's still with Shotzi. I don't know what's going on there. But match wasn't anything. It was just to progress the story between Raquel and those two. Shayna got a win, which everybody should be happy about that because it never happens. We're all like, Shayna should win more. Well, she won. I don't care if Ronda helped her. They're the bad guys. They're supposed to cheat. So, yeah, Shayna got a win over Raquel here. Nothing to write home about, though. The match was nothing. After that, we get an Iron Sheik video. Beautiful, beautiful. R.A.P. Iron Sheik. I didn't start the show off. I apologize. But, yes, R.I.P. Sheik. He's fantastic. He was fantastic. He will be missed. When we talk about greatest heels of all time, his name does not get brought up like nearly enough. I'm guilty of it too, and I apologize sincerely for it. The man deserves more credit. And I think it's because he's in the past. We kind of forget about him from time to time. But yeah, Iron Sheik, rest in peace. One of the greatest heels of all time, if not the greatest heel of all time. No, what it was, he's been past that one for a long time, man. He's past 1,000 days right now. So what it is, though, is I think he's beaten his total days as champion. No, the WWE champion. That's right, because he won that from Brock. That's right. So, yeah, he passed that today. Oh, well. Punk still the GOAT, baby. But from there, we go to Chad Gable versus Eric. We got the Alpha Academy on the outside, Otis and Maxine. And then we got Valhalla and Ivar on the outside for Eric. Again, this match was not long. It was there to just kind of further the story of Maxine learning how to wrestle. Valhalla was just watching the entire time over at Maxine, and to the point where she got so mad she ran over to chase her. While she did, Maxine has been training with Chad Gable, so she hit her with a quick arm drag and then started celebrating. She's like, I did it. I did it. Eric was distracted. Chad Gable rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. Chad Gable got a victory here. So I don't want to hear no complaints here either because everyone's talking about Chad Gable should win more. He just did, and he's been winning more frequently lately. He's moving into a storyline with Maxine. This is going to be fun. Stop you complaining because Chad Gable is now winning matches and he's part of the show continuously still. He's doing fine. After that, we get a Rhea Ripley hype video because they have to do something since she's not defending her title. This is my biggest complaint right now with Raw. You got nothing for Rhea. There's literally nothing for Rhea, and it sucks. I got a smudge on my glass right here. Oh, no. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate for Rhea. But if you look at that roster, there's really nobody they've built up. It's their own fault. They drafted horribly. They haven't built anybody up. Hopefully that changes very soon. And hopefully Rhea doesn't go past Money in the Bank without challenger. She won't be at Money in the Bank wrestling, but hopefully after that, they start to get their crap in gear and they get her something. I hope that Randy Orton will return. If not, then get introduced to the Hall of Fame next year at WrestleMania. So here's the thing: if he is returning soon, I'm about to break that down when we get to the main event. I think if it is going to happen, everyone's talking about for months now. Feels like almost a year at this point. When's Randy going to return? I do think it's going to happen, and if it does happen, I have an idea of how it's going to happen and what they're going to do. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Finn, he's backstage and he's talking to JD McDonough. Oh, wow. We didn't see this coming. But as he's talking to JD, Damian Priest walks up, and then JD kind of just scurries off. And then Damian Priest and Finn kind of have a little bit of tension again. And he goes, hey, I just want you to know that you got what you wanted, and I hope you get what you want. You've clearly something's going on. You got some tension that's going on between us. Then Seth's in your head, and that's the cause of it. So I hope you get what you're going for. And then Finn says, well, you're not going to congratulations, you won Money in the Bank, but you're not going to try and cash in on Finn if you win that thing, are you? And he goes, no, I'm going to keep my word. I would never. He goes, but I would like you to keep your word. And he's bringing up that because last week Finn tried to get in his business. So tension's brewing there. And it's clear to me at this point, to a lot of people, I'll say this, it's clear to a lot of people that something's going to happen. I think a lot of people think that JD McDonough is going to have something to do with screwing over Damian Priest. No, I'll get to that in a second. He's going to turn on Damian Priest and join Judgment Day. Here's my thing. When you watch Judgment Day, who's always hanging out, who's always having a good time, and who's always just this? Dom, Rhea, and Priest. So if Finn tries to kick Priest out of Judgment Day, I have a feeling that some people are going to have issues with that. So what I think is going to happen is I think JD McDonough is going to join Judgment Day, and Finn Balor is going to be the one that's getting the boot. They're going to go ahead and do a switcheroo on us. And this is where Dom is going to step up and take the reins after he beats Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank and becomes the leader of Judgment Day. Thank you. This is Fantasy Booking 101, 100%. This probably won't happen. But if it does happen, you heard it from me first. I've been saying since Mania that he's going to take over Judgment Day. I can't sit here and think for a second that they're going to kick Priest out. It doesn't make sense to me. They have to do some real work to make it make sense. But at this point in time, it doesn't make sense because those three kick it all the time, have the time of their life. And Finn, he was the one that Rhea and Damian brought into it. So it's like, now they're going to, nope. Damian is, I'm with everybody else. Damian's getting kicked out. Finn's going to get the boot. That's what I think is going to happen here. The season been planning for JD to join. Yeah, I think he's going to join Judgment Day, and he's going to be the person that takes over Finn's spot in this because they're so similar. We're going to get a great Finn and JD feud. They had a fantastic match in NXT UK before, so I can't wait to see that. JD's a much better performer now. So that's what I think they're going with here. They're going to switcheroo us. It's not Damian Priest is getting booted because that makes no sense. Randy Orton, got that one. Nope, not right away. He ain't. Shocking RKO. I didn't return out of nowhere. Yes, and I'll tell you who in just a minute. You think Finn too, then you are smart, or you're just as dumb as me. I'm not trying to call anybody dumb though. I think that's what's gonna happen. That's what I say. It's how you will be at. Yeah, he better be happy because his boy JD on Raw and he's about to be in a big position. So from there, we go to a Seth interview. He opens up an issue. He does an open challenge for next week on Raw. He doesn't bring up Braun Breaker, which I think is interesting because then they cut a commercial in which they talked about him. Will he answer Braun Breaker? Why didn't he answer it on Raw? Shame on y'all, Raw. That was a silly move on y'all's behalf. Unless you're trying to just make it a mystery. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like that move. I thought it was kind of silly. But anyway, Logan Paul is returning next week on Raw. And I'll just go ahead and quick excerpt here. If they insert this man into the Money in the Bank and he wins it, I will blow a head gasket. I will complain. I will be a member of the IWC, and I will talk about how uncool and unfair this is for a moment, and then I'll snap back to reality and I'll stop. But Logan Paul should not win Money in the Bank. I know some people have been saying, no, he should not win Money in the Bank. He can be in the match. That's fine. Give us some cool spots. Take a butt whooping. Thank you. He should not win the match. He should. Oh my goodness, he should not win. I'm gonna move on from it from there. I just want to get that out. If he's alive, Ric Flair. I have no doubt in my mind that it'll be Ric Flair that inducts Randy Orton. If he's not alive, it'll be Triple H. That's who I think. Or Edge. Edge is another good one. I could see John Cena. I just think he's like 4th or 5th on the list. I think there's a lot more people that were more impactful in Randy Orton's career. But now it's time for the main event. Imperium versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed tag team championships of the world. That's right. They're undisputed. They're universal and they're world championships. All of the above. Batista would be lower than John Cena, in my opinion. I think it goes Rick, Randy, Triple H, Bob Orton, then John Cena, then Batista. So he makes the top 6. That would be, if I ranked who I thought was going to induct Randy, that would be my top 6. This match was exactly what you thought it would be. Fantastic. Sami Zayn took a butt whooping in this one. KO came out firing. Are you good? I think, okay, I'll just go ahead and let you know. I think Randy's going to return with Riddle, and they're going to go after the tag titles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I think they're going to be the ones that dethrone Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I just want to get that in there for you. Since you were talking about it, I wanted you to hear it before you left, bud. But I'll see you again next week, man. Thank you for stopping in. The match was fantastic. Gunther continues to just look like the absolute beast that he is. During the match, towards the end of the match, Riddle comes storming out. All the people trying to stop him. So Gunther, he's distracted. He goes to meet him up in the thing. Riddle tries to act like he's going to do it, but he rolls out and tries to go after Gunther. Gunther kicks him in the head. But what this allowed Kevin Owens to do is get the upper hand. He DDTs Gunther onto the entryway. Takes both of them out because he hurt his back on the diamond-plated walkway. And Gunther's head bounced off, so he's out too. Kaiser's watching this from afar. He turns into a Blue Thunder Bomb, a beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb. Thank you. And then 1, 2, 3, Sami gets the win here, and Sami and KO retain their titles. Now, what I was talking about earlier with Riddle getting jumped by Gunther and Kaiser, Sami and Kevin have beef with Imperium. They were helping, or no, let me rephrase that. Riddle was helping them, but they didn't come out to help Riddle. Why? That's weird. Why wouldn't you help this man? I know Kevin Owens is like, I'm annoyed by him, but Sami was a big fan of him. Sami was like, he went out all in for him. So, we're going to get a return of Randy Orton. Randy's going to return. He's going to return with Riddle. They're going to go after those tag titles. And if you got to give me a team that is credible enough without breaking up Sami and Kevin Owens, which I don't think they should right now, I think that should wait until way further down the line. You need to give me a credible team that can beat them, and it won't be like crazy. RK Bro is that team. And then we can go right back into the RK Bro story that got put on pause for over a year now. And we can get the conclusion of that when Randy or Riddle turns on each other and they can have their match in next year's Mania. That's what I think would happen if Randy's going to return. If Randy's going to return. I really don't even know at this point. I do like that Riddle, he grabbed Damian Priest on the announcer's table and he called him stupid. There's a little nod to Randy Orton right there. Maybe it's an Easter egg. I don't know. We're going to speculate because that's what us fans do. We love to do it. It's fun. But yes, RK Bro. I've said this since they won the tag titles. I think RK Bro would be a great team to dethrone them because that's a lot of star power. That's a lot of eyes on them tag titles. And it would be fantastic. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Riddle. I'm a fan of Riddle. I know a lot of people aren't. I'm a fan of Riddle. Have those four in a feud for the tag titles at a big show. Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. I hope that's what they do. I hope Randy's able to do that. But if he's not, then it doesn't happen. And I just talked a bunch of stuff that will just never happen. But that is the show, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. As always, much appreciated. I always appreciate the support. Another great episode of Raw tonight. I really enjoyed it. They're on a roll. They're absolutely on a roll, which makes this next part really hard for me to say. But due to some circumstances that are just beyond my control, it's nothing with any of this. It's a personal thing. I'm going to be taking a hiatus from doing the Raw recap starting next week. I won't be back next week, unfortunately, everybody. I apologize. but I just have some other things that I feel need my attention a little bit more. So I'm going to have to take a break. So no more Raw recap for the time being. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss it just as much as most of y'all will. I'm sure there's a few that are like, thank goodness. They're tired of seeing me on their YouTube. But I'm sorry. I will return, though. This is not a goodbye forever. It's just I need to take a break from it and do some other things. So with that said, thank everybody for the people that tune in every week. Courtney, you're one of them. Tidy. David, you're one of them. We had, what is the other guy? I can't remember his other name. Cameron was a person that was jumping in there. There's a few other. Babe, Amanda, biggest supporter I got. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate it all. Everybody that's tuned in. I will be back, but I have to take a break. So with that said, I will see you guys on Sunday nights with the Positively Awesome Wrestling. Myself, Tidy, and Albert will still be doing that every Sunday night when things aren't happening. But Raw Recap is on hiatus. So thank you guys once again for the support. I will never stop thanking you guys for the support. It's much appreciated. But before I go, I just want everybody to remember, in case you forgot, please just enjoy wrestling. Stop your arguing, stop your fighting. Just sit back, watch the show, and just enjoy wrestling. With that said, goodbye. I will see you all again sometime soon. And obviously on Sunday nights with the Positively Awesome Wrestling. Until then, goodbye. And again, just enjoy wrestling.